Hara Hara Shiva Shiva. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namah. Welcome to the third day talk on Maha. The first day we have been seeing the cosmic consciousness of Shiva as a form of light. This is the four muhurtas which I've already explained. And this cosmic Shiva's unmanifest, most potent power within which Shakti is that which is descending to Mother Earth on Mahashivaratri. Then yesterday we have seen that there is a necessity of an ascension where your soul consciousness get united with your higher self, Shiva, in which this power descends it, pulls it down to your body, mind, and express it to Mother Earth. So we have seen the ascension and the descent, and what is Nada, what is Bindu. And we have seen light as the truth, which has never a beginning, neither an end, which is ever expressing itself and ever expanding, extending this intelligence. And that light is the source within us, which is wisdom and knowledge. When we say wisdom and knowledge, don't say it is about the wisdom of the scriptures. I'm talking about the essence, the knowledge necessary to create all parts of the creation, which is necessary to do your biological system, necessary for food, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, everything is growing. It is all because of this wisdom in the form of informations which is spreading into. So this is what the light within it holds, which we call Shivam as Bindu, cosmic light. And within which his Shakti is there. Since it's a movement, it is a vibration that we call sound. And the opening verse of Shiva Puranam of Manikavasagar, Namachivaya Valga, Nadan Tal Valga. So what is this Nadan? That Namachivaya, which is the cosmic light, is in the form of Nada, in the form of sound, in which if we apply that sound, we enter into his Bindu. The Nada Bindu. This is a transcending process, involution from where you came. In Tamil, they say Veedu Peru. Veedu means home. Where is your ultimate home? It is where you came from. And we came from the primordial state of our primordial parents, which we call Shiva Shakti. There must be a cause effect here. Therefore, we are connecting back to Shiva Shakti through the realization that in within me, there is this cosmic light with the same vibration, but dimmed. So this is what the topic for today is. Power of Shiva mantras, power of chanting a mantra, power of bhakti, devotion and focus. When chanting, art to meditate on Shiva and how to absorb into him. Art to meditate on Shiva and how to absorb into him. This is something which needs to be understood because he absorbs us. So a descent power. So what is the descent power of Shiva? What is the ascending power of Shakti? Meaning of Maha Murtunjaya mantra, and we will cover this today. It's quite a big topic, even philosophically also is a big topic. So let us see the power of chanting. And what is mantra? Mantra is a supra sound power. This sound power has different degrees of its manifestation. The sound manifests in different degrees. What are they? When you actually, any sound for the matter, from the outside world entering inside you, create a nerve impulse within your nerves. And this carry that impulse to your brain, and it switches the form of what the sound impulses may be, and according to the form you act. So there is a sound involved, as well as you're conscious of the sound. If you are not conscious of the sound, if the sound may be there, but you won't be listening to it. If you're in a deep sleep, somewhere very far, the sound, you're not conscious of the sound. So in sound, there's consciousness within, by which you are conscious of a sound. So we have to understand this too, part of it, the consciousness and the movement of consciousness. This movement of consciousness becomes vibration, and the vibration becomes sound. So what we see as the entire creation is a fantastic world of vibration. Myself, my body, my mind is another source of vibration. The whole universe is a vibration, and I am a vibrational being. Since I'm a vibrational being, if I see certain imperfection in me or the world, what it says is a imperfection sound which have been disturbed by certain waves by which we are seeing an imperfection. What we call disease is an imperfection of how it should be working as according to autonomic nervous system. Since the autonomic nervous system is not working proper, because certain vibration have been stuck or been blocked somewhere, therefore it is not functioning in that manner. So what here, which we really have to ponder about, will be sound which makes up the creation. If some dosha, some impurities in between the sound, if may be there, then we should enhance what was the original sound which have been dissected as a body, mind, senses. So what is this sound? Where did this order of the sound came from? We can see an intelligent being in and through the creation. So this lectures which we are going through is quite difficult because the entire program, the entire teaching is trying to reveal something invisible. The world of science is something which is raw, is visible, but coming to this truth of the invisible reality can only be sensed with the intuitive mind. You don't see, but you know. Because without which, nothing can happen. The life force, without the life force, nothing moves. So where is the life force? You can't see it, but you can intuit it. An insightful mind, an intuitive mind has to be enhanced for you to have a deeper understanding of what is being spoken about. We can't just use the human mind. We have to use the human mind in a higher human mind. So even the human mind, there's 4 degrees of a human mind. Upon understanding this, maybe we can understand better what is sound. The 4 are, actually there's 4. The last one will be a stable. So the first is the mind is muda. Muda means dull. The second level of the mind with shifta, it's dissipated, it's disturbed. It connects and don't connect. Sometimes in our sadhana, we see that we are connected to the divine, then it flows out again. So these are disturbances, which we call shifta. A higher mind which oscillates, oscillation from one point to the higher point, from one point to the higher point. This again, the mind gets intense. And not a final one, ekakrita means it's one-pointed. Finally, it becomes niruddha, totally controlled. These are the 5 degrees of mind which we should elevate ourselves towards connecting with Shiva in his supremacy. So this mudha, when the mind is dull, when you are doing your japa, let's say a mantra japa, how will that take effect in your consciousness? When it is dissipated, when it's disturbed, the same mantra, how it takes effect in your consciousness? Again, the thing is vikshipta, connecting from one to the other, in this case chakras. How the mantra takes effect in your consciousness, and when you are totally one-pointed, how the mantra manifests itself. And the mind is absolutely quiet, mantra transforms itself to what it holds within it. So to chant the mantra, we have to work with the mind first. And how to work different degree of mind to elevate you to the next level of this shipta or vikshipta, ekagrata. Again, there are permutation combination of sound which we call mantra, which can help you push and elevate you to your higher degree of consciousness. And from that standpoint, when you function with another permutation combination of sound, it pushes the soul to a higher degree, in where the silent stillness experience will be far more than what it was before. So there are degrees of travel of the consciousness, correct? What happens when we are sitting in our focused meditation on some Shiva Japa or contemplating on Shiva and chanting this mantra? What actually happens? The mind loses its materials because there is a Shuddhi which happens, we'll see now. Due to this Shuddhi, a cleansing process, the mind gets more focused and focused and focused and focused. So in the total focused state, what will be the vibration of the sound, the primordial sound? So this Arutperum Jyoti as Shivam, which is red, okay, which is red. Shivam means Sammai, Sammai means red. It also has another meaning to it, which is all perfection. So this cosmic light as red, golden light as red. You know, there's a tattva here. I don't know whether I should tell you in this point of time. If you go to Chidambaram, Nataraja temple, there if you go to the first Kala Puja, after which they have two. One is Shivalinga, which is in crystal. The other is a Nataraj, which is green. Upon the puja, they bring it to the lamp and it turns to be red. And that red is Shiva, of the cosmic light within him, the Shiva, as the cosmic truth consciousness is red. And this is what actually the Shivalinga within, from the pituitary and the pineal, you see these two, green and red, in between the Shivalinga as red. So this nada, the red spot, when it wanted to expand itself through a will, through a purpose, a purposefulness to divinize the entire creation, that manifested as sound. What are the sound? This sound, Shabda, we call that Shabda Brahman. Shabda Brahman, the cosmic consciousness in the form of sound, unmanifest yet. That is 4 degree, para, pashyanti, madhyama, vaikari. We will see this and we will connect the power of mantra there. So para is the state of this red yet to manifest itself, and that is called Bindu, Supreme Bindu. when it wanted to express itself as sound, there came the primordial sound as that becomes the pranava, that becomes pashyanti, a degree of sound. Para, unmanifest, manifesting itself, pashyanti, then it becomes madhyama. What is madhyama? That om, this madhyama state of the sound as om, taking specific patterns. As all you see in this creation have taken a specific pattern. And one of the specific pattern of that om nada giving the signal of the same power of that bindu transferring as om and specifically going into madhyama sound, which is you and me are one of those products within which everything is here. And from that point of specific, then comes the Vaigari, the entire sound which is listened, which can be heard. So when it becomes Vaigari, the formation of the creation came. Formation. So we are all the Vaigari state of the same para. Please connect it this way. Don't see a sound in that form. I am a vibration being. I am the sound. Within me, there is para, without which this Vaigari is not possible. You're seeing this thing? I hope you're seeing this thing. Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, Vaigari, and I am that being. I'm the microcosmic of the same macrocosm. So I have this para, without which this Pashyanti or this Madhyama or this Vaigari is not possible. So if we understand that I am para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, and Vaigari, which is this level of state, if I could transcend myself from one to the other, I can reach para, which is Bindu and Nada. So when this Bindu, in which red, that expanded into 3 angles, which we call Icha, Kriya, Jnana. The Icha came up to be a black line, the Kriya came to be a red line, and the Jnana Marga came to be the yellow. So there is a black, red, yellow manifesting from the golden light. This black, red, yellow is the creation. And you are this nada within the bindu. I'm not sure whether I have a... This is the nada bindu tattva. The center image is Arutperum Jodi Shiva in is unmanifested, within which he holds his Shakti. It expanded due to the purposefulness which Shiva had to expand, so that with his delight, he wanted to have this creation in which you and me part of the whole structure. So this has to be in consecutive systematic angles here. So that became this angle of Sattva, Rajo, Tamo Guna. Different degrees and levels of the mind network. It is dull in Tamas, it is very active in Rajas, and it is into Jnana, wisdom, when it is stable. So, but we still need all 3 in order to merge into the golden light of Shiva. So this is the ascending, which ascension of bringing this para, bindu, from energy point, because this energy point is where the Om Nada is, but it cannot be heard because it has been synced into the materialism, the body, mind, senses, even our tissues, our heavy eating habits and collecting a lot of toxics from both the body and mind. This sound have been so pressed and deep buried within. It can be released out if we have the wisdom about this body mind constitute and what is the soul about. With this understanding, let us see the power of mantra. How can we awaken this divinity which is hidden? I hope you are with me, understanding this para pashyanti madhyama vaikari. Para being the cosmic light, which through its movement it became Om Nada, which is the creation, and you and me are all Om self. We have a Om self. And that Om took specific patterns, in this case, a birth with this human body. And Vaigari doing all its action within me. So you are this Nada Bindu. You are. If you really want to see your true image, this is it. And when I say this is it, don't imagine this. How you should see this? Listen to Dharma and to the words of the holy. The teachings behind them. Listen to the teachings behind them. That's why jnana is very much important, the wisdom very much important. If you say, I'm in love with God, or if you say that I am God, you have to define the word God. You have to define the word Shiva. And what are the source which defines this category? If it's about a geographical position, you go to geography. Anything about history, if anything about disease, go to medicine. If something about which is invisible, then you have no choice. You have to go to a source, a pramana, where they define that. In this case, the scriptures. It is not a religious belief. The scriptures has defined it, that this is what it has to be. What is this body, mind, senses, how they work? What is the astral body? What happens? Somebody die? Is there a travel? Is there higher beings? We can't have all these answers from our academical knowledge. We have to come look for a pramana, a base by which they reveal this true. So listen to Dharma. Dharma in this case is the teachings here, and to the words of the holy. Listening to God's valorous act and the Devas' mantras many. Listening to God's supreme power. What are the supremacy? How he acts? How is he transforming into many, many forms of this creation? What is his Leela? The more you read, the more you go into the depth of such works of the saints, and using the mantras which the higher beings have used to evolve them to a higher degree of closeness with Shiva, because Shiva's expression comes, I told you, the 7 lokas, his expression differs at different degrees, and his most constrained expression is into Mother Earth, into human body. It's compressed. We have entrapped him. The human matter, the ignorance have even entrapped him to even show his valor. So the Lord gleaming bright as gold thus attained the Shiva state if one uses this methodology. What are the methodology? Mantra, listening to the words of the Dharma, listening to the teachings and the application, the Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, and apply that, and you will start listening to loud reports of his valor, where you start realizing in your higher degree of ascension, Shiva speaks to you. Sometimes the most difficult steps to take in life, many people ask advice from many other friends or sources. But the best way is to go to a one-pointed focus, as I said, and invoke his sound vibration. He gives a very loud report about himself and yourself to you. This is truth. All answers are there because the purposefulness for me being here is within his knowledge. So while entering into his knowledge, you get the best answers for life. So next, self-seeking mantras has fatal consequences. I will explain this thing and we will go. While touching this, it reminds me of another mantra, which says, நூலொன்று பற்றி நுனியேற மாட்டாதார் பாலொன்று பற்றினால் பண்பின் பயன் கெடும். This is a devotee who is aligning his soul with his love for Shiva. That I want to merge, I know the truth, but this separation of me not aligned with you, I cannot go through this. I'm aligning, and this devotee is, due to his perfection, due to his devotion, he's aligning, and his soul comes for a ascension. Soul, you know, your soul consciousness ascend into each chakra. Trust me, it goes above the head chakra. This is where the realization happens that I am not the body, I'm not the mind. I am that thing which is untouched by anything, and I cannot be touched by any of my lower nature. This is how it happens. You will see this golden soul above your head. So this golden soul above your head, as you ascend, this is truth, as you ascend, you will come in touch with many other two things. One may be higher, the more you go. There are also hostile forces also. Apart from your hostile forces, there are also higher powers which can be redeemed for your personal use. But as a master, Tirumoolar said, self-seeking mantra has fatal consequences. If the holy devas who should Upadesha mantra chant, instead in self-seeking power evoke sacrificial mantras in japa numberless that verily will spell their own deadly end. What it is telling is, the mantra given by, I'm not telling, the mantra given by a guru, Upadesha mantra, Diksha mantra, without using this, you take some other mantra in order for you to be successful, which just doesn't have any dharma, it becomes a fatal consequence for your life itself. So when you are ascending, there comes a lots of other powers which you can attain, but keep on ascending, because these are little powers. We are going for the supreme power of Shiva. Entering into him, you get everything. Why we touch all these things? So what mantra to use? What mantras are we using? And what is that we are placing in us? We should know, you know. We call this content of consciousness. My consciousness here, my Shivam. At this moment, what is that content of your consciousness or my consciousness at this moment? What are you carrying? Are you carrying some fear, some jealousy, something which have to be done here and there, pain, fear? What is that which is oscillating in your consciousness now? So what is oscillating in your consciousness is far more. Let me just stop sharing this screen. So what is oscillating in your consciousness now? The content of your consciousness. If it is carrying something of divine vibration, or are you carrying the vibrations of pain, or are you carrying the vibrations of your past events coming, or are you consciously going to place the vibration of the divine? So what is the content of your consciousness? If it is a pain factor, if it's a depression factor, which many humans are carrying, and according to what you carry in your consciousness, that is what is going to manifest in your life. So instead of carrying something which is the mental movement of the lower mind, why not we replace it with divine sound, which can ascend our lower nature and align with Shiva and transforming his good qualities into us, his Sat, Chit, Ananda quality into my consciousness. So now the content of your consciousness is becoming what? For example, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah Om. If we are placing our attention, see, understand first, realize first that I must be the cosmic light, Para, which is Bindu. His movement is the Nada, and that's me. And what is this Nada? Om. It's the Om Nada. So, since I am this Bindu, visualize yourself as this golden light with this perfected formation, which is this triangle. Visualize yourself in a triangle as the cosmic light of Shiva. This triangles are the Shakti, Icha, Kriya, Jnana Shakti, which is me, my vibration, my body, and Shiva as the cosmic light. I am this Nada Bindu. Bring your attention. Do it. Bring your attention to your heart chakra. Close your eyes. Keep watching your breathing. Ask yourself, who is the source which is breathing? Focus on the source. That source is the cosmic light, Bindu, and the vibration is Nada. Bring your attention to your heart chakra. See the cosmic light at your heart chakra. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Enjoy the stillness, silence. In the stillness, silence, again, consciously place this vibration. Om Namah Shivaya. Now your content of your consciousness is vibrating the cosmic sound. The more you do it with this one pointed state, you'll be absorbed into Shiva because you are vibrating the sound form of Shiva will be aligned and merged, absorbed into him. You'll realize your true self and the purpose of you taking this human birth. The answer comes from there. Let us see further. So, what is your choice of the mantra? There are many mantras, yeah? Upliftment of the soul is what mantra should be. I want to share you, it's not a story, it's a real event. Took place in Shankara's life, Adi Shankaracharya, the greatest Advaiti master, Shivai Shankara, Shankaro Shankara, they used to call him, you know. The works he have done, amazing, amazing. Om Namah Shivaya. What the Shankara, as an Advaiti master, who had a direct perception of Divine Mother as a small little child baby, where Shankara was climbing Kailash mountain and he couldn't be able to take another step further to climb the mountain, and he was so tired and he sat down and he said, I'm tired. A small baby came, asked, what happened? He said, I've got no Shakti. I've got no power to climb this mountain. And the baby girl said, yes, you only talk about Shiva. You never call Shakti. Therefore, I didn't come to you. Shankara realized this baby as Divine Mother. And he got very much attracted to this. And there he went on his Tantric vision, amazing Tantric vision of Shankaracharya. Shankara was attacked by evil forces sent by a group of people. There was a clash of certain religious patterns, beliefs that they have sent Socrates, and they send this yantra into a sea where it cannot be taken away. Certain methods, you know, hostile methods they use and do all these things. The other side of it's not spirituality, the other side of the lower human nature. So Shankara was attacked by severe disease. Severe disease. For an enlightened master who have so much of siddhi, he would have used one of that siddhi to remove that disease from him. But for an enlightened master, they don't remove disease. A perfect example is Ramana. Another is Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Both attacked by cancer. They didn't want to remove it. Let it be. Because it is him manifesting as this. That kind of devotion is him manifesting as this. That applies to Shankara also. As an enlightened master, if something, I'm not going to do anything about it, but I will invoke Divine Mother and spread her throughout me, and she takes the decision whether that should be removed or not removed, because I won't know the purpose why this thing is here. If it is because of my purva karma it is here, I will accept it. But it is for some other reason it is here, Divine Mother, help me. So he went into a tantric worship of powerful divine Durga mantra, Mahishasura Mardini, and he placed, and that thing which was sand was removed. So a sound vibration, how do we use? What is the best, or what can be the best mantras to use in order to align yourself, not in order to remove something? You know? This is where we are working towards removing this particular disease, working towards removing this problem, working towards success, where, you know, sometimes we cannot work specifically. Let us align ourselves with the divine. Let the divine power fix everything up. This is a better deal rather than wasting your time in many, many other factors to do. Just align with him. Because what we say we must mean, sir. We must mean, you know. Again, I want to ask you a question, but nobody will reply because it's a one-way thing. What is our basis of our understanding, which I said yesterday? Come to that fact, come to that point first. Stand firm. Shivoham, Aham, Shiva, Shiva, Aham. In all ways, you know, in all ways, he is the one in and through us. Cannot be disputed. This is a fact. We better at this, from this very second, come to this conclusion. Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Ayam Atma Brahma, Shivoham, I am. From there, you start working your life. From there, you ascend to spirituality. As we have seen very clearly, only Shiva can teach you about Shiva. Full stop. Nobody can teach you about Shiva. Nobody can teach you about Shakti. It is only Shiva Shakti can teach you Shiva Shakti, because it's magnanimous. It cannot be written in a book. It has to flow down into your system as jnana and take over you. So we have to go to a Mahaguru. Then how to enter into this Mahaguru? Anything which vibration mentioned, which can align your soul to Shiva, that will be perfect. Don't have to tickle this, you know. If you say it's a Icha Kriya Jnana Shakti, Durga Lakshmi Saraswati, don't worry. Because your main problem is what? Wealth, health, relationship. These three only. Major problem of human, you know, wealth, health, relationship. And these three are already there with Om Namah Shivaya. Fix this to the perfection already with Om Namah Shivaya. Nada Bindu, you start owning it. Carry Nada Bindu inside you. We will be using this methodology, okay? This whole Mahashivratri 10-day program is all to educate you, so that on that Shivaratri night, we are going to use all this wisdom and going to sit and perfect ourselves. In that perfection, bring Shiva down, not only experience, but express him in your daily life until the next Shivaratri also. Daily. The next Shivaratri, we go for top up. Every year go for top up. But until then, it's a powerful top up on 1 year. If you really can do it, we are going to do it. What really can do it? Then what is the point of these 10 days then? So we are going to do it. So description of Sadashivani. So that's from verse 697, which gives the power, the superpower of using a mantra, how to use this. Let's say, how do you all do a japa? 108 Shiva Japa, Om Namah Shivaya. So morning he goes, then let's take his japa, see his time. 5 minutes to office. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 108. For him to finish the 108 is main thing, Finish that thing as though he have done it. Myself, he should have went to the office much earlier than to put this Om Namah Shivaya for this thing. Nothing happens. Of course, some belief pattern, as I told you, devotion, the power of devotion. What are we going to use for Mahashivaratri? Your power of devotion. The next, human body and mind, these two. Since both is here, you are entitled for Mahashivaratri. So how do we do actually a proper mantra japa? Mananat trayate iti mantra. By contemplating which you receive freedom. Mananat trayate iti mantra. So mananat you have to do in the depth of the mind, you have to do. Not just opening your eyes and doing it fast. So in the depth of the mind, you focus on your prana, enter into stillness, silence. In that stillness, silence, chant Om Namah Shivaya. And you count one beat. Upon counting one beat, next moment, don't go for another Om Namah Shivaya. Don't do it. Om Namah Shivaya. In between, enjoy the stillness and silence. Watch. After Om Namah Shivaya, watch Namah Shivaya. You have called, this is sound form, right? The sound should bring you to where it should, correct? And it should bring you to the stillness silence. Since he brought you to the stillness silence, enjoy the stillness silence. That's the goal of the mantra. For the goal of the japa is to enter into the meaning of Namah Shivaya, which brings you to the stillness silence. That's what Manikavaskar said, You want to see him, his magnanimity, under Perunda, everything, which is, you cannot reach him by thinking, but he will manifest when you enter into Mana Sanjala. Without the Mana movement of the Sanjalatmika Buddhi, Mana, in that silence, he responds. So you call for him, Om Namah Shivaya. Enjoy the stillness silence, watch the stillness silence. Keep watching the stillness silence. If another thought comes, which is disturbing the stillness silence, chant Om Namah Shivaya. In the human mind, only one thought takes place at every micro of a second because it's too fast. You think many, many thoughts, actually one thought per time in the conscious field. So you give another thought, Om Namah Shivaya. Enjoy stillness silence. Then if next, keep on witnessing stillness silence. The witnessing stillness silence, if you see a thought come, Om Namah Shivaya. You maintain this, that 108, whether it's 20 minutes or half an hour, will be a thought-free process, but aligning you to Namah Shivaya. It need not be 108 also, sir. For a yogi, sometimes to chant Om Namah Shivaya is like impossible, The mind cannot utter because it gets absorbed into Om Namah Shivaya. One japa can just drag you into him, absorb you into him. But the level of degree where you are doing it, whether you are doing it in a disturbed mind, all this disturbed mind, what happens? I have asked this question myself. If something interests you, you don't mind spending any time, any amount of money, anything. If it really interests you, you will go for it. Correct? Same apply to this also. If you are really interested in dwelling into Shiva and becoming him, this you must experience and really know who is Shiva first, You must learn and read it all. That's why the Tirumula, keep on listening to the Dharma, keep on listening to his valor, his power. Then only you can show your devotion to him. So with this kind of devotion with Shiva, and you place this mantra there, this vibration, the content of your vibration have to merge you into him. So 5 are her awe-inspiring faces, 10 her weapons deadly. Without the 5-lettered mantra, no ascension is. From the twin petal center to the 1,000 petal, the 5 letters in time, the 1 letter become Om. So this is celebrating Divine Mother as Nayagi, Sadashiva's Nayagi. She's not separate. The beauty, Nayagi means beauty. The beauty of Shiva, Sadashiva's beauty becomes Divine Mother, feminine. It's the same when he comes as beauty, Nayagi. And to invoke this Nayagi, Nayagi herself said, without the 5-letter mantra, no ascension is possible. Great Siddha Masters have given this. The ascension of Kundalini is all depending on Om Namah Shivaya. That powerful, huh? Om Namah Shivaya. Because first is to drop this materialistic body. When I say materialism and materialistic, don't say, oh, it's all about you are having too much wealth, you are having this. We are not talking about that materialism. I'm talking about this matter which has blocked and trapped this consciousness, So this matters has to be broken. And the matters which are also vibration, we send a higher vibration which can break down these materials, and this entrapped consciousness start rising. And all this entrapped consciousness is being lowered at the Muladhara Chakra. And that is where the ascension should take place, and that is where the release of Om from Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, Vaigari. So Para at the Kundalini, unmanifest, keep your focus, chant Om Namah, it becomes Pashyanti, and it takes its own form of Namah Shivaya. The form of Namah Shivaya rise through your spine. Vaigari, you see his form as it is. This is the methodology which is involved in chanting. How you chant, what is your understanding on it, through which from the twin petal, from the Muladhara all the way to Sahasrara, the ascension happens with the help of Shiva Mantra. And one of the greatest blessings of Shiva Mantra, this one I have to reveal, it's getting time, but listen to this, I really want to tell this part of it. In yoga, practice Soham is chant. We will be using this mantra when we focus on Nadabindu. This Soham mantra is said to be the Swan Mantra. Swan means Pakshi. A swan bird is a kind of a dark bird which separate water and milk and taking the essence of the milk. Like that, Soham mantra is a mantra takes the essence of Shiva and align you to absorb you into him. Soham mantra. Soham. Ham, aham. So, saha. He, I am he. By focusing on each prana, the inhalation with so, exhalation with hum, and waiting for the next breath to come, that in between becomes Shivoham, Soham, Soham. In between, chant Om Namah Shivaya. Focus breath. In between, not breathing, in that supreme consciousness, Bindu, Om Namah Shivaya. This is focus. This is the way to have a siddhi of the mantra. It's a great blessing, I tell you, because Soham mantra being practiced by many, many sects, many other organizations of belief patterns, everyone practiced this Soham. It was given to the world by Tirumala. This is, if you are a yogi, you will celebrate Soham like anything, I tell. That's truth, I guess. Soham, Shivoham. You touch this, you will touch Shiva. Direct perception. Direct, not perception, feelings also, experience also. In the nada that abides, leaves the sound sa. In the bindu, leaves the sound ham. So ham, nada bindu, so ham. So together they become mantra soham. The yogi who silent chants it while breathing sure attains the holy way. We don't need any other methods. In the nada that abides, leaves the sound sa. Together they become the mantra soham. The yogi who, in that silence, in between the soham, in that silence, the yogi who chant it while breathing sure attains the holy way. Once this holy way is up, Maha Shivaratri is completed. We have to ascend. This descent is his will. It has to happen. So Punnana Mandiram Pugalamu Munnadi. The mantra is golden. Chant it not loud. Just say it. Your body glows red. If you take it in slow, as you breathe in, your body becomes gold, and in time shall you behold the golden feet of Lord in and through you. What mantra? Shivaya Nama, in silence. This is another greatest gift. We are going to see Shivaya Nama in length in one of our talks. I'm waiting for that day because this is a great gift for the humanity. Shivaya Nama. That glows you. That. And we have seen. So the art to meditate on Shiva and how to absorb into him is keep watching your breath. Every inhalation, so every exhalation, hum. In between, ajapa, no sound, stillness, silence. In that stillness, silence, Om Namah Shivaya. And see that this sound patterns is entering into your consciousness. Your content of consciousness become Namah Shivaya. So what is the descent power of Shiva? With this ascension, that descent power which is supremely potent, unmanifest, within which everything, the purposefulness, the secrets of the creation is all there, that descent power of Shiva get attracted by the sound of this ascension of this yogi, in this case you and me, the sadhak who's waiting to merge into Shiva. So with that, I would like to give a explanation of Maha Murtunjaya mantra. In our Shivaratri sadhana on Shivaratri day, in every kala, as we do our ascension, and we go above head, focus on the Nada Bindu above the head, and from there, we are going to use 4 Vedic mantras. The rest will be all agamic. Up there, we are going to use the Vedic mantra. In this case, Maha Murtunjaya mantra. Mrityu, death. Jaya, victory over death. Mantra, which is said to be victory over death. And normally, death is seen only as when a 3-dimensional body drops, they call that death. Is that the only degree of death, or is there much more that we should die while living? Have we thought about that? We should die for many things while living. So that part of it is what we have to consider. We have to die to many things actually. So it is focusing on those things that you should die. So Mahamrutyunjaya, Triyambagam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivartanam Urvarugamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiyamamritate. That's true. Mrit means death. Mrit means deathless. It also has a conjoined meaning. Amrit means elixir. Amrit means the liquid of Shiva just secreting from the head. So Triyambagam Yajamahe, Triambagam, which said to be the third eye, Triambagam. As I said, what is the third eye? Yesterday I revealed that, when you close your eyes, watch your thought, who is the one watching? Which is the eye watching the thought? The eye of the eye. It is not your external eye, but you see every of your memories. You can even animate a future. Who is animating? Who is seeing that thing? That is the third eye, and that's your consciousness at the midbrain. So Triambagam Yajamahe. I am worshipping this Triambagam. I'm worshipping the third eye within me, which is Bindu, the consciousness of Shiva, which is within me, my consciousness. I am worshipping him. How do you worship? Eyes open or eyes closed? Worship, the worshipper and the worshipping all becomes the same. All happens in consciousness. The worshipper is also consciousness. The worshipping, the method of worshipping is also consciousness. The thing worshipped is also consciousness, all aligned. One. Tripurti Nyaya. So I worshipping this Triambagam Jamahe, which is so fragrance. It has its own fragrance. Well, they have many, many meanings to tell about that. But in the Yoga Shastra, these 5 senses, when made to be introvert, it also travels to higher expansion. In that different degrees of consciousness, there are different scent also. There'll be a heavy scent of tulasi. But truth, there are many masters, before they come, you can have a beautiful smell of that. Smell smoke, many sorts of it, in higher degrees also, Sugandhi. What it signifies is, your mind get very refined and you become the senses, the quality of the senses, the very power of seeing, the very power of hearing, the very power of smelling, the very power of feeling, the very power of speech. You become that. You become aligned with all this power of the 5 elements. I am worshipping to all these things. Sugandhim Pushtivartanam. when you're worshipping in this standard of entering into his third eye, becoming his third eye, there becomes an ascension. Your individual consciousness as Kundalini, as Om Nada, goes through an ascension through the spine. And it keep on ascending even above the head. And you must keep on not losing your focus, keep on ascending. In this ascension, where you're refined, because what happens in ascension, sir, the individual consciousness in Sri Vidya Sadhana of Trumular, of Navakari, there will be a part where you visualize yourself, you as a red being, ascending through your spine and going above, dropping your body mind, and you see your soul above, and you keep on going. When this extension goes as a creeper, because the cucumbers will be dropped. The bandha, where this cucumbers, this cucumber is a creeper family. This creeper is the ascension of the Kundalini, which is a very tiny, fine, it's just keep on ascending, you keep on doing. But there are all these cucumbers, all our karmic effects, all our bandha, all our attraction, they will keep on dropping away. Your attachments, everything will keep on dropping away. But you must keep on ascending. And this twine, when it goes up, it becomes merged with the deathless state. Why? Everything drops. You align with Shiva. That is deathless. In the ascension, there secrete the amrita of a deathless amrita, which flows down to your entire body. That you will realize that I can never die because I'm always existing as Shiva. By chanting which above your head, he pulls the ascension until every of your attachment will drop. And that's the power of Maha Murtunjaya, where you win over death. That is for the body mind and not for the soul. That we will do on Mahashvarat. It is all being arranged by Shiva himself that this will happen at this time in Mother Earth, that all my devotees will call me, that I will absorb into them. Whether we like it or not, we are all the chosen ones, humanity. So with that, we will meet tomorrow for the next understanding. Let us all come together as Shiva self. When we say Shiva self, it's the self of the oneness. And from there, we descend Shiva from our Shivaratri, ourself, for humanity, Mother Earth, and all beings. Hara Hara Shiva Shiva. Namah Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namah. Tiruchitrambalam. Shiva Shidambara. Thank you. Thank you so much.